Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Some individuals are changing their pleas to guilty in court. We tell you who. Also tonight, Governor Ralph Torres has changed the public outreach date to next week. And CODA is seeking your help in making some changes to one of their policy plans. In sports, Frank the Crake breaks down a game plan that worked. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Looking for a truck that's reliable, durable, and a great value? Then drive Tacoma. Tacoma is Saipan's most popular truck. Look around. Everyone drives Tacoma. That's because 9 out of 10 Tacoma trucks sold over the last 10 years are still on the road. If you drive a truck for work or play, you need Tacoma. Good looks, rugged styling with the latest technology, and power when you need it. After all, Saipan is Tacoma territory.
Jose and Pedro were born on the very same day. Jose liked to play sports. Pedro liked to play video games. Jose's favorite word was pass. Pass me the ball. Pedro's favorite word was pass too. Pass me the rice. Jose is retired and has both time and energy. His life is just beginning. Pedro has diabetes, hypertension, and gout. His life could soon end. Eat less, play more, live longer. Brought to you by PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Half a day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, June 19th, 2019. In court, a Chinese male is requesting a change of plea after being busted for possession of crystal methamphetamine, also known as ice. According to court documents of public safety, on February 22nd, 2019, the Sinamai Drug Enforcement Task Force seized 42 grams of meth, having a street value of about $29,000 from the residence of Xiao Ping Wang in Garapan. Wang was arrested at the scene for illegal possession of a controlled substance and alleged drug trafficking. Wang pled innocent. Today, in the courtroom of Associate Judge Joseph Camacho, Wang requested to change his plea to guilty. A change of plea hearing is set for June 27th at 1:30 p.m. Also in court, more requests for a change of plea. A 51-year-old Filipina female named Artemia Gabileron was arrested on Saturday, April 13th for charges of robbery with a dangerous weapon after she allegedly entered the Royal Poker and held the cashier at knife point while stealing $650 worth of cash and fleeing the scene on foot. Gabileron is charged with robbery, assault with a dangerous weapon, and disturbing the peace. Today, in the courtroom of Associate Judge Joseph Camacho, Gabileron requested a change of plea to guilty, but was rejected as more information must be added to the plea agreement. The continuation of the change of plea hearing is set for June 26 at 9 a.m. And the change of plea for 55-year-old Alfonso Perongan was also discontinued until June 26 at 9 a.m. Perongan is charged with first-degree murder and second-degree attempted murder, along with assault with a dangerous weapon and aggravated assault back in October of 2017. According to court documents, Perongan admitted to stabbing and killing Josefina Pineda and severely injuring her husband, Abbott Barrett. Perongin admitted to using ice and also drinking 16 cans of beer before leading up to the attack. Perongin said he got frustrated with Pineda asking him to pay rent and grabbed a stainless steel kitchen knife and repeatedly hit her with it and later attacked Barrett. Perongin pled not guilty back in November of 2017. A non-family member is looking to inherit a large amount of cash from a deceased individual that has no will. Court documents state Eduardo Acapo David passed away in October of 2018. David was never married and had no children. David's employer, Juan Gakayan, claims he was the administrator of David's estate that he left behind when he passed, which is $20,794.08. Associate Judge Joseph Camacho has ordered Gakayan to explain how a non-family member can inherit the money. A status conference is set for June 20th at 9 a.m. Governor Rob Torres has changed the date of a public outreach that would shine light on the current CNMI financial situation. A presentation will be given by the CNMI Department of Finance and Office of Management and Budget on the financial and economic issues the Commonwealth are facing from effects of Super Typhoon U2, giving clarity to the CNMI's current financial situation. Originally, the outreach was scheduled for Thursday, June 20th at 5:30 p.m. But according to the Office of the Governor Public Information Officer Kevin Bautista, the date has been changed to Wednesday, June 26th at 5:30 p.m. to allow for additional presenters and federal officials who will be on island to give further explanation of recovery goals. Again, the public outreach has been rescheduled for Wednesday, June 26th at 5:30 p.m. at the Multi-Purpose Center in Susupe. The CNMI has been awarded $2.4 million in Technical Assistance Program and the Maintenance Assistance Program. According to a release from the Office of the Governor, the Director of the Office of Insular Affairs, Nick Pula, awarded the funding to be allocated to the following projects. $1.5 million will go to the Office of the Governor for central government unmet needs from Super Typhoon U2. $195,253 to the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation for critical care equipment upgrade and replacement. Almost $185,000 to the Department of Finance and Office of Grants Management for fixed assets inventory and property management. $30,000 to CHCC for a proposal on achieving health equity through workforce development. $220,605 to the Municipality of Rota for the Rota Seaport crane acquisition, and about $279,000 to the Department of Public Works for the acquisition of tire shredding equipment. The Commonwealth Transit Authority is updating their limited English proficiency policy plan along with their public participation plan and is asking for your help. The limited English policy plan is to clarify the responsibilities of recipients of assistance of CODA from the U.S. Department of Transportation and assisting them in fulfilling the responsibilities in the LEP.
For example, we do have if we encounter a rider that English is not their first language, they have the I want to say authority to request through our office materials related to their vernacular, to their language, so that way they can be properly accommodated.
To determine the extent of CODA's LEP plan, a 4-factor LEP analysis is used.
One of the plans is we acknowledge that it says here that that proportionate number does exist, and number 2, the frequency of LEP individuals do come in contact with our CODA staff. And number 3, the nature and the importance of the program is consistent with the LEP plan.
And number 4 is that resources are available to CODA and the overall cost to provide LEP assistance.
Our goal really is to make sure that we reach out to our users, and we really want to understand what their need is. If they have any issues with translation, they can also comment, and we will try our best to see if we can provide that necessary language translations.
With a goal of being able to serve everyone on the island, no matter the language.
And given that tourism is our main industry, you know, majority of our tourists, they come from Asia. And a lot of the folks, they don't speak English. English isn't their first language. And so this is a great way of tying the two together to increase our ridership and allow our off-island visitors to utilize the public transportation system here on the island of Saipan. And also by getting, you know, using our service, they're able to explore, you know, our beautiful island.
A copy of the LEP and Public Participation Plan can be found at the CODA office located in the Marianas Business Plaza. Written comments can be submitted directly to the office in Suite 216 or emailed to alfreda.camacho@gov.mp. But the deadline is July 1st, 2019 at 2 p.m.
We're open to people from all walks of life. Nobody will be turned away. And should they need, you know, additional services in regards to their limited English proficiency, please don't shy away and contact our office, and we'll try and assist you the best way we can.
Coming up, we take you out to sea to find out what is being done to continue recovery efforts from Super Typhoon U2. Find out more after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Recovery from Super Typhoon U2 continues not only on land but also in the water. KSPN's Bob Coldine brings us this story.
Strong winds and currents pushed Imperial Pacific's yacht, the Grand Mariana, from where it had been docked to where it sits today. Soon after the grounding, Coastal Resources Management and the Coast Guard addressed environmental concerns. Fuel and hazardous materials were promptly removed. Efforts by winning bidder Resolve Marine Group have been going on all week to try to float that boat. Roller bags have been placed under the hull, which are inflated in the hopes of lifting the boat. However, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, it was low tide and the boat remained stuck. The next high tide will be at 10 o'clock tonight. Once the vessel is off the seafloor, seawater will be pumped out and patchwork can be done, enough to be able to get the boat back to a CPA-designated pier where the full extent of the damage and repair needs will be known. Environmental threat or just a nice backdrop for a photo at the beach? It's been that way since October 25th. This week, work is underway to lift it up, get it up so that it can be moved back to the dock where it came from. This is Bob Coldine reporting from Micro Beach, Saipan.
Thank you, Bob. On Guam, locals from Pagan are fighting against the military's plan to use the island for training grounds. KUAM reports.
Hafaday Sinamai, here's what's making news on Guam. Sisters from and daughters of the northern island of Pagan are on Guam with a mission. They are advocating against the military's plan to use the islands as a live fire and bomb training grounds and hope more Chamorros and Refalawash resettle the island. Here's more.
I kind of look at this as them striking a match here in Guam, and then the fire runs up to Tinian where they're going to increase the training.
Cinta Matagolay Kaipat and Cecilia Kaipat Salapeo are sisters trying to prevent what they describe as the military's fire and fury spreading through the islands. Their daughters born in the northern islands and on a mission to preserve their homeland. They're on the island to be featured on the educational TV show Nihi, explaining their efforts in the region. Cecilia was born on Pagan in 1970 and is one of some 100 registered voters and residents of Pagan.
It always reminds me of what my master navigator Cecilio will always say, and that is, in navigating, you just don't look forward, you have to look back. So I incorporate that, and I am beginning to look back to see what's behind me, so that I can, go back and see if I can do something to improve what we had.
She visits the island every year for a few months since the early 2000s. She and her sister, who was born in Agrigan and raised on Pagan, are longtime advocates of resisting military buildup and life training in the islands. Their message: stop bombing and training on the island with the hope of resettlement. The Navy's proposal for a $66 million lease of Pagan also includes that every year, Tinian and Pagan would fall victim to 95,000 high explosives, including bombs weighing up to 2,000 pounds. They continue to fight the developments through umbrella organizations represented by Earth Justice, and they say they aren't anti-military.
It's incorrect to say that we are unpatriotic.
She says that there are alternative training sites such as Australia and other allies that can assist in preparing forces. And with a long history of relatives serving in the military, they understand the cost of battle. With the Guam buildup in the works, the Department of Defense, Commonwealth Ports Authority, and NMI government in May signed a 40-year lease worth nearly $22 million for a divert airfield in Tinian. There are preliminary talks about re-establishing an airport in Pagan, and they say that NMI Governor Ralph Torres expressed support for the agricultural homestead program to bring more people back to Pagan. Residents there were evacuated in the 1980s due to volcanic eruption.
I want to go back, and I want to bring back our culture. Go back, teach our children how to fish, teach our children how to hunt. We have wild pigs, wild goats, wild cows up there.
Ultimately, they want the region to know that everyone has a stake.
Guaiza ho, guaiza tanomu, guaiza nahogu tanu.
Speaker Tina Muñoz Barnes asked congressional leaders to support Congressman Michael Nicholas's bill to expedite the release of war claims funding. Barnes released copies of letters to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democratic Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, and Oversight Chairman Raul Grijalva, seeking action on the measure to correct a technical flaw in the law by former Delegate Madeline Bordalio that prevents the Treasury Department from releasing the money. The funds will come from so-called Section 30 money. That's the taxes collected from federal employees here that are rebated to Gov Guam. In a news release, Barnes also announced that she has drafted local legislation to create a separate local fund from the Section 30 rebates. Copies of the draft have not yet been released. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglona.
Thank you, Thomas. Coming up, oh, the memories. Oh, Canada, what did you do to us? That's in the sports report next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Welcome to Marianas Medical Center. We've been taking care of you and your family since 1998. We offer preventive health care services, acute and chronic care for both adults and children.
微产期以及妇科的检查
신생아 선별 검사 및 영유아 건강 검진
Meron po kaming food handlers, green cards, school at sports clearances.
Clinic Marianas Medical Center oferece todo classe de serviço para a família mesmos here.
We accept Medicaid, Medicare, and most private insurance plans, and we also accept individuals without any medical insurance. We're conveniently located in the JKR building on Beach Road, Garapan. Marianas Medical Center, quality health care for your entire family.
Visit American Memorial Park, one of Saipan's leading visitor attractions. Open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The visitor center is located in Garapan, just a short walk from most hotels. This U.S. National Park honors the American and Marianas people who lost their lives in World War II during the Marianas Campaign. Entrance is free. Take time to view the main film, to learn about the Battle of Saipan, and walk through the extensive and fascinating museum exhibits. Don't forget to stop by the museum gift shop, which offers unique and exclusive merchandise. All proceeds are donated to the park's education program. Come discover the American Memorial Park.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, time for a KSPN2 Sports Classic. Did you know the last game that the CNMI ever played in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, at the Little League World Series, came in 2006 against Canada? Oh, Canada. Top of the third, no score. Joe Palacios leading off, and he got hit in the rear by the pitch. Leroy Regis laid down a bunt and reached when the second baseman dropped the ball. The CNMI had a potential big inning brewing. But 1 out later, the number 3 hitter, Peter Tenorio, laid down a sacrifice which moved the runners up. However, the cost was high because there were 2 outs. Anthony Salas followed with a base on balls to load the bases. Rocco Ray just got beaned, and that drove in Palacios for the CNMI's only run of the game and just their second in the series. The CNMI was up 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Canada led off with a poke to right for a center. A pass ball moved the runner over to second base. And although Harry Nakamura was approaching 100 pitches for the game, manager Roy Sablon elected to stay with his most effective pitcher. Canada laid down a bunt. Anthony Salas bounced a throw to third, and Canada had runners on the corners with nobody out, which led to this wild play.
Man, I'll tell you, Mitch Como is coming around that bag. This ball hit pretty well. Shortstop Peter Tenorio fires over to Rocco Regis, who's unable to pick it, but does a great job of hustling after the ball. Fires to catcher Anthony Salas. Look at Mitch Como. He's not stopping for anything.
The next batter hit a sharp single past the second baseman. Game over. Canada comes from behind to defeat the CNMI 2-1.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Get your game and gear at Gold's Gym Saipan. Group exercise is a great way to get fit and then stay fit. For something high tempo, go for a ride with one of our instructors in our new spin room. Let's roll. Pilates improves flexibility, builds strength, and develops control and endurance in the whole human body. It also improves coordination and balance. And the Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplement. See you at Gold's Gym.
All right, today's high was 88. The heat index 101 here in Susupe. The low at 77, humidity 62%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers. Heard that before, huh? East winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, high around 90, low 79, seas 3 to 4 feet. Sunrise 5:47, high tide at 8:22, low tide 3:56, sunset at 6:49. And by the way, actually, I looked it up. The latest the sunset will be here is at 6:51.
Oh, okay. What did we say, 6:52 yesterday?
Yeah, that was my estimate. But
6:51.
And then it will be that way for 18 consecutive days.
Wow.
Starting in late June and all the way up through the middle part of July.
So the same time for 18 days straight.
6:51.
Wow. Okay, well that's not too bad though. I would take that. But can we talk about this boat? Still out in the water.
Yeah, you're probably wondering why it took so long. A lot of red tape. After the Coast Guard took control, you got to bid it out. You got to do it by the rules. They're following the rules. It'll get done.
Yeah, I agree. Do they have an exact date yet, or
No,
they're just still
they're
kind of working?
They're working on it now. Hopefully, maybe tonight. Maybe
All right.
tomorrow morning. We'll
All
see.
right, fingers crossed. Hopefully get that going, yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Tune in tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.